Hey, I've had so many people ask me what my pattern is, so I thought I'd explain it because I'm a visual learner and I don't feel like writing it out. Basically, for my mask, I take a 15 piece by 8-inch piece of fabric and I fold it over. At that point, I mark in at the two joins. I mark in 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches. And what that's for is so that I can make the cut to the seams to leave this opening for a filter when the mask is done. So the next step is this. I have it all sewn up and it's ready to go. It still has the opening for the filter. And basically what we're going to do right now is we're going to fold this down, but we're going to pick it up, if I can do it. We want to separate the fabric. Okay, so we've separated the fabric, and basically what we're going to do is line it up so that we can have a little bit of a lip right here, but it joins the fabric from the back. Basically lay that down, press the ends, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take our elastic, and I'll explain this in a minute. We're going to open it up a little bit, and right up there in the fold, I don't know if you can see that, right up there in the fold, we're going to put the elastic. Then we're going to take the other elastic and put it down here in the fold. And basically we're going to take that and we're going to sew it at 5/8 of an inch. And so they'll be together. Now let me just stop for a minute and explain the elastic. The elastic, I take the torso of a t-shirt because we can't get elastic right now. And I cut it at about 1 inch. And then basically I just pull it and it makes elastic. And the people who've been buying my masks have really liked this because it's not as harsh as elastic. And then I cut that at 8 inches for this. So all my pieces are at 8 inches, except for my children's masks, which I'll explain in a minute. Once we get this done, it looks like this. We've sewn up the sides, and now we left this open as a pocket to put a filter in later on. But right now what we're going to do with that is turn it right side out. And the easiest thing I can say to do when doing this is once you get a hold of those ear loops, pull them at a diagonal and it really just pops your fabric right where it needs to be. Sometimes you need to pull out your edges to make sure you're flat, but basically that gives us about 1 inch up there and a pocket here. We're going to turn that around. This is the bottom of our mask, and that's where we want that pocket to be when we start to fold. And the reason is it lines the pleats up on the other side, which is the outer part of our mask. Then what we're going to do is take this about 5/8 of an inch from that opening, and we're going to fold it up about 1/2 inch. And we're going to take a little pin. I love these little birdie pins my friend Jane gave me. And we're going to put this in like this. Then we're going to come up here and do another inch fold, and then another inch fold. And then once you do that, you have that whole thing pinned down. Once it's pinned down, this is what it looks like. We've got the pocket opening here. We have it pinned down here. We have all of our pleats in there. And basically you're going to sew it right here on the edge at 1/4 inch and right here on the edge at 1/4 inch. Once we take our pins out, remembering that the bottom of the face side is where we have our opening to insert a filter, if we'd like one. I'm clicking my fingers at my dog who's getting ready to bark. So now we have we have the opening right here for the filter. We have the 8-inch ear loops on, and we have the pleats. This side with the opening is chin, and then we just pull those pleats. And if you notice, the pleats on the outside of the mask point down. That's what needs to happen. Then basically we pull this, our mask is finished. The only difference between this and our children's mask is on our children's, instead of an 8x15 piece of fabric, we use an 8x11 piece of fabric. The other thing that is different is we cut these in lengths of 15 inches And there are 4 of them, one here, one here, one here, and one here. And what that allows us to do is tie it on a child's head instead of ear loops and having a mask that's too loose and unsafe for them. So that's kind of important too. Now, if you have any more questions or anything, need help or don't understand something, feel free to get back with me. But again, it makes it a very simple thing to do. Just again, this is so important. When you go to fold, wherever your opening is for that filter is where you start your pleats. Okay, that's really important because that's what makes the front side of the mask turn out correctly. Okay, everybody, stay safe out there and good luck making your masks.